welcome to the Adelaide Cottage podcast. My name is Shauna, and welcome to any new viewers, and welcome back to those of you who have been here before. You can find me on Instagram as AdelaideCottage, as well as on Ravelry under the same name. We also have a Facebook group because I am the dyer behind Adelaide Cottage Yarns, and the website is AdelaideCottageYarns.com, all of which will be linked below in the description bar. So I hope that everyone had a wonderful holiday season. My family and I sure did. It's nice to be able to slow down a bit and just have some more time to declutter. We're doing a lot of decluttering these days, and just spending time together. So it is a sunny but cold day here in Western New York. I live in a suburb of Buffalo, New York with my husband, our 2 young boys, and our 2 cats. So today I have a little bit of knitting to show you. I have one finished object, one work in progress, and then I just wanted to show you some of the yarns that are in the shop right now. The first thing that I want to show you is my finished object. This is a Flax Light sweater. This is a pattern by Tin Can Knits, and it's for my 5.5-year-old son, Evan. He chose the colorway. He asked for a color that matches his Nerf darts because his brother and my husband like to play that together. So he told me he wanted blue, green, orange, and gray, and so I came up with the Nerf colorway. A few of you have asked if I'll have this in the shop because they thought it would be a fun colorway for socks, and I do agree. I'm going to check back and see if I wrote down the formula for it. I think I might have. So if I did, I will be sure to dye some of this up in the near future. I knit the size 4 to 6, I believe, because this is Adelaide Cottage Yarns Cottage Merino, I believe, is what I knit this with. I started it over the summer, so all of my information is in my project page in Ravelry, which will be linked below. But it is superwash, so superwash does stretch after you block it. So I did want him to have some wear out of this. I didn't want him to just wear it this winter and then grow out of it. So I figured knitting, since he's 5.5, knitting the 4 to 6 and having it stretch, and he's a pretty slim boy, that he'll be able to wear it into this coming fall of 2019. So I followed the pattern to the T. The only complaint I have is it's rather boat necky. I don't think that's a word, but it is today. It kind of has more of a female boat neck look to it, and he even noticed it when he put it on, and I didn't say anything, but he's like, "Mama, this is falling off of my shoulders." So it does hang pretty low onto his shoulders, which was a huge bummer. I tried to put a collared white shirt underneath to kind of hide that space, but it still was looking a bit ridiculous. So I'm hoping that he grows into it. I considered trying to rip out these cast on stitches because I believe it was cast on from the top down, and knitting more ribbing, or just picking them up and knitting more ribbing. I know it would look a little bit funny, but then somebody recommended, what is it called? Some kind of elastic, started with an S, on my Instagram post about it, to kind of bring the neck in a little bit. So I'm gonna try that, because I'd hate for him not to be able to wear this, like, ever, after I knit it for him. But then I just sewed on a little made with love tag with my initials, just so that he knows I made it for him. I know he knows that, but in the future he might forget. So yeah, that is my finished object. So when you cast a sweater off the needles, what does that mean? It means you get to cast a new one on. So I'm debating between my Rhinebeck sweater, which will likely be nurtured by Andrea Mowry. Oh my goodness. Because I bought the yarn for that in Rhinebeck. Or, what was the other one I wanted to knit? A Carbeth. I have the yarn for that as well. Or another featherweight cardigan. And I already have the yarn for that. I dyed a really deep charcoal, almost black colorway. And it's a semi-solid for a featherweight because I do have a featherweight cardigan. It was the first sweater I ever knit. And there was a little piece of yarn snagged in the back somehow. I don't know how it happened in the first place, but my husband accidentally washed it. It became a little bit unraveled. I tried to knot it back together, and then the cat saw the ends of yarn sticking out and made 2 huge holes in the back of it. So I still wear it, but only in the house. And I would love to have a new one to wear outside. And it's such a functional piece that you can layer over things. And that's why I chose almost a black color so that it will go with almost anything. My work in progress is in this beautiful So Sweet Violet project bag that I received in this year's advent calendar from Jules of So Sweet Violet. And if you tuned into my Vlogmas, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the amazing comments that I received on every episode. It really warmed my heart and made me feel like the time I was putting into it was well worth it. I like to have those memories recorded for our own family, but I'm so glad that they're also making your days a little bit brighter during the month of December. So thank you all for watching. I did come up with a custom colorway called Vlogmas, and there will be a new one each year. I thought it would be fun to be able to knit with that during the Vlogmas season. So I'll show you the skein for 2018 in just a minute. So in this beautiful bag, I have Vintage Fairy Lights socks, which is a pattern by Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade. Let's see if I can get my sock binders down without. I have the first one done and the second one is almost done. So here is what the first one looks like. I love this yarn. I've talked about it in my Vlogmas and probably at least one previous podcast episode, but how pretty is that? This is Hedgerow Yarns in the Twinkling Lights colorway, I believe. It has silver stellina in it. Yes, it's Twinkling Lights. So that's the first one, and this is the second one. And one of the other Advent gifts in the Advent calendar was this DPN cozy that matches the bag, and then there was also a lavender sachet. So here's what I have of the second sock. I've already turned the heel, and now I'm knitting on the foot. So yeah, now it's just smooth sailing. I can probably finish these off in one day, but I just haven't had the chance. I've been keeping busy with school stuff and dyeing yarn with my husband. So yes, those are enjoyable. And the other thing I'm working on is a test knit. I mentioned that before. It's almost finished. I cannot wait to show you. And it's a shawl. So I'll probably be able to show you that the next time I record. Okay, one of my acquisitions was this beautiful project bag by Alex Collins of Alex Collins Designs. I fell in love with it. They're hand screen printed, hand sketched. And she prints it right onto organic fabric. And I love it because my husband and I have dreamt of living in the woods when our children, go off to college. Still owning this house, but having a woods getaway home, like a little log cabin that he builds. And look at the little house there in the woods. I just thought it was too perfect. And then I got 2 of these matching DPN cozies. So beautifully made. So that's what I've been working on. I'm trying to be more monogamous this year so that I get things done. It's a constant struggle of mine. But I went through before the first of the year. There we go. I had to refocus. I went through before the first of the year and frogged about 5 or 6, I think it was 7. I frogged 7 projects, I believe, that they just weren't bringing me joy anymore and making me feel anxious just knowing that they're there for me to finish. So in 2019, I started this last year, probably in the fall. My goal, or what I was striving to do, was to only have 1 project in each category on the needles. So 1 shawl, 1 pair of socks, 1 sweater, 1 hat, and however many blankets I want. Because blankets take so long as it is, and they're just kind of like a project for leftover yarn, and I don't really care when they get done. So I usually don't have hats on the needles. But that's kind of my goal going forward. So I think that will help me get things finished in a timely manner. So we do have the Harry Potter blanket cal going on. This is a cal that I'm co-hosting with Jilly of the Knitting Broomstick podcast and Etsy shop. It goes all the way through September of this year, and we have so many wonderful prizes. We did choose a winner for the first quarterly check-in, and I will announce that winner shortly. But I did have some questions about the check-in. So if you forget about the check-in, we do have reminders. We put reminders on Instagram and also in the group. But if you forget for some reason, it doesn't mean you can't knit along with us anymore. You're still eligible for future prizes if you do those check-ins, just not eligible for that particular check-in. So the winner of the first Harry Potter blanket cal prize, which Jilly will be shipping off to you, so please contact Jilly, the Knitting Broomstick, is post number 25, Jocelyn, who is JP Music 15. Hopefully you can read that. Here we go. So congratulations. That's super exciting. The next round of Harry Potter minis that I dye will be on pre-order very soon in the shop. I will be posting in the group about it as well as on Instagram, probably Instagram stories. So a few of the yarns in the shop right now these are the 2 Harry Potter themed ones that I have right now. And this is Sugar Quill. This was in the minis set that I offered 2 months ago. I offer them every other month for the year. So this is Sugar Quill. I really love this one. This one is Dolores Umbridge. She wears lots of pink, and she wears her tan pantyhose and her pink dress and all the teacups on the walls and saucers. And then I added some dark, some black speckles just for her dark mood, her miserable mood, I should say. Excuse me. Then I have Vlogmas 2018. I think there are only a couple more left in the shop, and I'm not going to be dyeing these again until next year. So next year in the fall, I will offer pre-orders for the Vlogmas 2019 new colorway that I'll come out with. And I will also offer a limited amount of this 2018 colorway. I do have it in the shop still on mohair and DK, I believe, and maybe a couple of skeins of fingering weight. But I really love the way this turned out. Also, we have, oh, I wanted to show you some pairing. So with Sugar Quill, this is So Jaded. I thought that would look really nice together. And this is Maple Sugar with Sugar Quill. I also have Chicken Coop in the shop, which is this color without the dark speckles. So that's also a nice colorway to pair with it. Then I have, this is one of my favorites. This is called Spin the Bottle. It's a colorway I came out with for Valentine's Day. Lots of different purples. There's a really deep hunter green, some brown speckles, mauve, of course. And I also dyed it up on mini skeins. So I have some 20-gram minis in that colorway in the shop now. And this would pair nicely with a lot of different colors. We have, this is Candied Kisses, another Valentine's Day colorway. But that would go nice together. And this is probably my favorite along with Spin the Bottle. This is called Dreams of You. Lots of peaches and hot pink, purple, like a coral color. I love this one. And then there is on and all of these colorways are available on Fingering Weight and DK. This is only available on DK. This is called Raccoon, and it's just a tonal charcoal black colorway. So I think I covered, there's lots more in the shop. Those are just a few, like the newer ones that I just added along with a couple of pairing ideas. So I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, feel free to subscribe and tap the notification bell so that you're notified whenever a new episode is live here on YouTube. And feel free to comment below. I love chit-chatting with everybody. And I hope that you're all doing well and you had a nice start to your new year. And we'll chat soon. Bye.